All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I said me if it could flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. Have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Show the eye clean where I is. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I forget out of sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Show the eye clean, very.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. This is yours truly, Franco. And I'm going to be linking up with Flavius in just a few minutes. So in the meantime, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we take you through another morning. This morning we have none other than Mr. Teddy Laidley, affectionately known as Teddy. And he will be joining us to give us the really current news in Jamaica, the Caribbean, and around the world.
This is your very own sports, music, and lifestyle podcast with Flavius and Franco. Welcome.
This love inside I can't contain.
Not another minute.
No, 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 no.
Love won't let us wait. Not a minute longer. The moment is right now.
I can't wait. Being so close to you even makes it stronger somehow.
Here I am with open arms anticipating. Just the thought of being with you is so amazing.
You're the breeze in the summer, the warmth in the winter. You blow my mind. You're like a dream come true. Just wanna be with you. I love you all the time.
Love won't let us wait. Not a minute longer. The moment is right now.
And being so close to you even makes it stronger somehow.
You say you love her, I'm holding you so steady.
I know you feel me trembling.
Body language say you're ready.
So I'll open up and let you in. 'Cause love won't let us wait.
Not a minute longer. The moment is right now.
Yes, yes, indeed. Love won't let us wait. The music of Peter G and Novelty. Reaching out to all our listeners this morning, wherever you are this morning. Welcome, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast. Gonna be linking up with Flavius just about now.
Walking on sand and holding your hand. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. In my own homeland. Enjoying the bright, the warm sunlight. Oh my God, what a beautiful sight. In my own homeland. This place is so nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely best. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout. In my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week, and you will see just what I mean. Just take my advice, everyone is nice. You feel like royalty, my friend. Pulsating, vibrating, reggae, reggae, reggae. Very sky, rock, a steady mental. A quadrillion, a kumina, kumina, kumina. You can fill your belly with the coconut jelly. Mango, papa, cane and guinea. There's a key in a saltfish and a roast yam and banana. Curried goat and a managed water. The Sunday special if you like a revival. Catholic, Baptist or Pentecostal. The house of Jah is there, have no fear. Walk right in and get your share. I'm walking on sand. I'm holding your hand. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. In my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. A homeland, my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. My own homeland. Hi, This is Pam Hall, and I'm inviting you to hang out with Flavius and Franco on the Real Stuff podcast. They're such great company.
Morning, Flavius. Morning.
Morning, Franco.
How you doing?
Morning, listeners. Morning, viewers. We're not doing bad there at all.
You sound happy in your voice, man.
Yeah, man. Started a new week. Yeah.
You mean the month finished? The month finished today.
The month finishing today. We're starting a new month. Well,
Tomorrow.
my year started on Thursday, so.
You're here on Thursday.
Yeah. I always good in this time of the year.
You know, when September comes in, that's the time. Exactly. New season.
Yeah, everything. Yeah,
everything new. New cars. Back to school.
Yeah.
In my county this morning, the Miami-Dade County children start school today online.
Okay.
Virtual classes.
That's good. That's good.
And on the college campuses, there have been reported of hundreds of students, thousands actually of students infected.
Okay. Infected?
Yep.
Wow.
We expect. I mean, some of them have it, some can't. It's a lot of college are reducing class size, and some are even thinking of closing down back again. While I don't know if you heard about the tennis. The tennis don't know, I think it's the US Open tennis. It's in a bubble. The US Tennis Open.
Yeah, it started already? Or this week?
It's supposed to start this week, but one player have been sent home because he has contracted he has been tested positive. Put it that way. His test is positive.
Okay.
So they're testing on all other players again. And would you believe it? They test them give them a temperature test every day. And every 4 days, they get a coronavirus test.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. Well, it is what it is.
Well, and in Jamaica, we have bright sunshine, but we also have election day. So our voting starts today.
And who vote today? The military?
Yeah, all the security forces, all the essential workers, I would imagine, and the election day workers. Okay. People need to work on Thursday, so they won't be able to vote on Thursday.
Not bad.
And then the security forces now, if they don't vote today, they can't vote at all. Because what they do, they take them off the regular list. So they put them on this security, this early list. So they have to make sure that they get their vote today.
Okay.
But they have enough time and they have enough stations and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the director of elections, he says that on election day, the whole exercise is being treated like everybody have COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So
just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, man, strict protocols, of the sanitizing, social distancing, sanitizing again inside, all these things. And I guess after a while, they would have cleaning of the area. I don't know how often they will clean it, I don't know how often they will clean it during the day. But that's what he said.
Well, at least we have something going. The process begins.
Oh yeah.
going into the new government that is about to form.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens after.
Oh yeah.
Hope the best is yet to come in
But
terms of
yeah.
in terms of improvement for the country and
Yeah.
especially for the poorer people.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who wins will have to hit the ground running. They don't have any time to sit down and plan. They should have been planning already and know that Corona is one of the most important things right now to get on top of again. So we have to look to that, and then to to keep the economy going. Because I mean, they're not going to shut down the economy right now. PNP said they're going to give what 4,000 something per month to each household to compensate for water bill and light bill until people can, get back on their feet. So we'll see how that goes. I don't hear the JLP.
Is that a part of the
JLP,
news?
I don't know
Is,
exactly
is
what
that a part of the news this morning? We can ask Teddy more about it when Teddy come.
Yeah, no, that is also part of debate.
Yeah, we can ask Teddy more about it and see if we can get some listeners, viewers input on it as well.
Yeah.
Sound interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of promises and whatever, but basically what we need is good management and good people not only promise but they have a plan in place to because everybody is planning all kind of internet. Nobody is saying how they're going to achieve it, but they know that they know that people are expecting something to happen because it was well needed long before, but now it is critical because of the COVID and the people who want to work from home, the teaching from home and all these things. A very interesting thing also is that the PNP is also saying that they will give every teacher a grant to retrofit their homes so they can have a little office space at their home so they can better able to carry out classes. So these are the promises that we are having. Hold on 1 minute.
Yes, we're back with Flavius. Continue, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying that a lot of things are about to happen. I don't know exactly what the JLP said they will be doing. Because they're the government now, they've been doing stuff, so, I guess they'll be more carrying on what they're doing, but the PNP, because they are not government, they are telling us what they will do as they come in. And I was saying that quite a few interesting things that they're saying. And one is that they're going to give a grant to teachers so they can fix up their homes, probably add a room or something, some
What's
space.
the amount? What's the amount?
That they can use.
What's the specific amount they put on it?
No, they didn't put any amount on that. I didn't hear any amount on that. But I guess they will work that out after. But basically, what they're saying, because it is a reality now that teachers will be teaching from home via some online platform. And most people, homes are not really suited for that. So they're going to help them facilitate them so they can build up something so they can be more comfortable. They can have all their one place and all that.
Didn't they mention anything about the internet? How they're going to get the internet up and running, especially in the rural areas?
No, nothing specific, but that is a major consideration. That is a immediate thing where them know that they're saying that they have to bring inexpensive broadband everywhere in Jamaica. And both sides are saying that. None is saying that exactly, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. We're going to bring in AT&T tomorrow. Something like that. Nobody's saying anything like that.
Well, all right.
They're just saying that is a top priority.
All right, let's leave that and go into the video now, so we can bring in Teddy and we talk about that in that segment.
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah.
Okay. So in the meantime,
let's go.
Are you ready? Okay.
Let's go now.
Go ahead. Take it away. Take it away.
Okay. We are still with Uniquely Caribbean, and today we are still sticking with continuing from Friday where we had the Barbados crop over. This morning we're going to look at the St. Kitts Music Festival. And it's saying here that music festival tourism is a $3.5+ billion industry in the world. So of course the Caribbean, there's a lot of musicians, a lot of other stuff that goes with it. Definitely one piece of that pie. So the St. Kitts Music Festival is one more established music festival in the Caribbean region for over 20 years now. I think about 21 years now. Okay. The St. Kitts Music Festival was launched in 1996, so it's fairly new compared to others. Can't compare to Crop Over because Crop Over was from the 1700s. And attract an audience in the first year of about 8,000 over 4 nights. 21 musical acts that were either soca, reggae, rhythm and blues, or gospel were part of the first St. Kitts Music Festival, including Elimat, GI Brass, Cuff Yam, Arrow, Taboo Combo, Latin Legends, Freddie Jackson, Mighty Clouds of Joy, and CC Winans. It's a very strong lineup to start out with. The impetus for the St. Kitts Music Festival back then and still today is to increase stayover visitors during June. So it's the whole music festival, as I always say, all events are tied to tourism. You bring more people. And summer is not one of the highest points of tourism in the Caribbean because the visitors we get are from the colder countries who like to come in their winter season and not their summer season. When it's cold out there, they come in and them get a little break from the cold and stay in the sun. Okay, launched by the minister with responsibility for St. Kitts Tourism Authority, the St. Kitts Music Festival gives music lovers a reason to visit St. Kitts in June and ultimately help boost the economic activity for the tourist sector, including hotels, restaurants, car rentals, tour operators, etc. The St. Kitts Music Festival also provides an opportunity for Kittitians to see musical performance by a wide variety of artists who previously had not performed on the island. Interestingly, the St. Kitts Music Festival was initially called the Shack Shack Music Festival. What is Shack Shack, you ask? Well, it's apparently the dried pod seed from the flamboyant tree, which is the national flower and found throughout St. Kitts. The Shack Shack Music Festival name, though intriguing, was short-lived as there was a desire to more efficiently market the festival. And St. Kitts brand internationally is primarily source market, including the United States, United Kingdom, and the broader Caribbean region. Then in 2007, the St. Kitts Music Festival changed from four to 3 nights, dropping the gospel evening since this element wasn't as strongly supported as the other nights of soca, reggae, R&B. Since 1996, with an average of 20 musical acts each year, over 420 local, regional, international artists have performed at the festival. Initially held at the historic Fort Thomas Hotel, the St. Kitts Music Festival venue is now the Warner Park Sporting Complex. That's where they also play cricket, which was one of the hosts of the 2007 Cricket World Cup and has a much larger area for audience to watch and dance to the performers with 2 major VIP tents and various food and drink vendors. Started around 9-ish each evening, it gives visitors a chance to explore St. Kitts during the day, visiting one or more of the top tourist attractions while partying the night away, listening and dancing to the diverse musical acts, with regular ticket costing 100 EC or 40 US, and VIP costs 360 EC, which is 135 US. For all 3 nights, it's 1,000 EC or 380 US dollars, which is quite reasonable when you factor in the number of international acts and the cost to see them in the United States or Europe. Some of the more internationally known musical acts across the various musical genres that have performed at the St. Kitts Musical Festival over the years include Calypso, Soca, Alison Hines, Arrow, Biggie Irie, Bunji Garlin, Burning Flames, David Rudder, Destra Garcia, Fozia, and Michelle Montana and Rupi. Dancehall reggae, Beenie Man, Barry Salmon, Bunny Wailer, Buju Banton, Shaggy, Damian Marley, Sean Paul, Steve Marley, Maxi Priest, Mr. Vegas, UB40, and Ali Campbell. Disco and funk, soul rock, Air Supply, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Kenny Rogers, Michael Bolton, hip hop, rap, 50 Cent, Big Boy of Outkast, Busta Rhymes, DMC, Ja Rule, Ludacris, Lord Nelson, Trey Songz, and Wycliffe Jean. R&B, sound, Billy Ocean, Boyz II Men, Brian McKnight, CeCe Winans, Chaka Khan, Chris Brown, Dionne Warwick, Jason Derulo, John Legend, Kelly Rowland, Kelly Babyface Edmonds, Kool and the Gang, OJs, Isley Brothers, Lionel Richie, Percy Sledge, Regina Bell, Neo, Tessan Chin, T-Pain, Tony Braxton, and the Commodores. This mashup of soca, reggae, rock, rhythm and blues music artists each year help the Senkiss Music Festival attract local and international attendees in a comfortable party atmosphere. The stadium can hold around 10,000 each night, but with attendance in this 3,000 range, you can easily move around to watch the performance or get a bite to eat or drink at one of the many vendors in the back if you don't happen to be in the VIP tent that have prime view of the stage. So for now, the Senkiss Music Festival, with its high caliber of musical performers, is still an undiscovered gem on the international music festival circuit, which has its origin in the hippie era. So that is another uniquely Caribbean feature from the Did You Know?
Yes, yes, indeed. So in case you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah.
Good, that's good, that's good.
Oh mama, oh mama, oh mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. I met a boy the other day, got the sweetest loving ever come my way. Do anything I say when he loves me this way. The only thing I say is, oh mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Oh mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. You got bad boy in it, so wonderful. You got bad boy in it, so wonderful. Bad boy
Bagwire, the music of Sharon Forrester, right here on the Real Stuff Podcast. So, in case you're just joining us, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast with Flavius and Franco, Monday to Friday, in your time zone, wherever you are. If you're in the USA, and depending on which side of the USA you're on, you know the time zone. In the state of Miami, New York, we are doing daylight saving time. In Jamaica, Eastern Standard Time. So, as I said, whatever time zone you're in, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast. Flavius and my listeners.
Good day again, listeners. It's a good day again. Now we are moving towards probably our first milestone. I know in politics, when a new government takes over, the first thing they talk about is what is the delivery? What is the delivery to the people in the first 100 days? Well, this week, we are coming on to our 100 episode.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
That is on Friday.
Ah, yeah.
On Friday, we would be in our 100 episode, non-stop, without missing any.
Knock on wood. Let me knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Not yet. So knock on wood. Today is just 96. So knock on wood.
Yeah, so we move it on. We're moving on up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very, very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
That taking us to the 100th one is that our 99th one. We still have our Thursday feature, but they're going to be interspersed with some reporting
election coverage out of Jamaica.
Yeah,
because that's where we're from.
Yeah. So the leading up to the 100, we have the election, which we had nothing to do about. I mean, it was called, and we have to participate.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the Wednesday,
and tell them we're going to try and get some feed from people on the ground in the different areas that we know people. Some live feed on the ground, just not to see who is winning or not, because you can't. Yeah, we just want to know the momentum in the different areas.
Just the mood, more or less mood. What is happening? How happy are the people? How together are the people? Because for the last few elections, the Jamaican electorate has matured so much.
Absolutely wonderful.
So that is not, but it's not unusual to see the green people and the orange people hugging up all day while they vote. You know what amazed me? In 2014, I was in Jamaica, and I was traveling along the Washington Boulevard, and just when we get into the Kasha Park area, I saw a crowd of people in orange and green, and I said to my driver, "What's happening over there?" He said, "Oh, what you call them, local government election." I said, "Okay. So what's that over there?" He said, "Right there, so believe it or not, that's outside one of them outside one of them polling station, but them they in the parking lot." And they were dancing and barbecuing. I was like, whoa. Him said, "Sure, this changed from the 90s, I said, I heard about it, but seeing it. Because when I was a kid back in the 60s, I saw one election. War.
No. War. 60s. In the 60s.
60s, yeah.
Yeah, in the 60s, I saw a nomination day. I was going to primary school at the time. and it was the bell and the broom coming on North Street. And while the JLP were ringing their bells, the PMP were sweeping with their brooms down North Street. And we as students on the sidewalk were just, we were just in jubilation. We were in jubilation because they were singing and dancing and sweeping, and it was both party together. Now, as time transcend into the 70s and the 80s, then it was a different kettle of fish. You could never see that again.
Yeah.
So me seeing that in 2014 was like, wow, taking me back into time when we saw that, you know?
Yeah, it actually changed back to what it should be, what it should be. Because in fact, I went to another day the other evening. In fact, I wanted to take some pictures, but we just couldn't, you know?
Yeah.
On the light posts and all the buildings and whatever, you see the flags and posters and banners, green and orange, and there was no social distancing. They were on top of, below, around, all of them was together.
I saw a few clips out of Jamaica as well with some of them dancing and they doing them batty ride, a dance and them. Yeah, I mean it was and there was a scene where I think a news reporter was talking to two family members who live in the same household but they're in different party, and he was asking them what is the mood like in the house, and the lady was telling why. It half of the chain, you know. I was like, whoa. And the man was saying, so you don't have a problem with him being on that side? And she said, no. Because them not have a problem when they meet up on a party. We don't know what them do behind closed door.
Yeah.
So it was good. Good to see them back together again.
Yeah, but it is like that now. I mean, nobody expect any of the old stuff to happen.
Let me let our viewers know. For those of you just joining us, Teddy is going to be with us in a few minutes. We're giving him some time to settle in because things just started up back in his business. So we're giving him some time to settle, and he will be linking us in a few minutes, maybe the next 5-10 minutes. So we're giving him some time. Yeah. Well, seeing all of this over the years, I would have never imagined we'd have get back into this groove. And I'm glad, I'm glad people realize that they don't have the political friction no more. Because due to the political, as Leroy, was it Leroy Smart who sing the song, Half Pint, due to the political friction, man and man gone in a different segregation, you know?
Yeah.
And, it really mash up that brotherly love that we used to have for each other.
Sometimes it stays a while after the election, you know. It stays all months and then everybody get back together after that.
Yeah,
but it don't have to be, I mean, we're talking about family members, good friends, neighbors. No, it was something that was not desirable at all.
Well,
so we are very happy.
I know my family cut in the middle. I have relative on both sides of the aisle, so it's nothing to us, you know.
Like most families.
My family cut in the middle, boss.
Like most families.
And I'm glad because I remember when we were growing up as youths, my cousins and I, we used to, travel with different grandparents to different meetings, PMP events, GLP events. The only thing that was on our mind, we just going for the food. We go for the food and just play. And it was good, It was good. We just go for the food and we play, and and it's when we get into like say secondary school and we realize the tension that was going on, and the guys them that were killing each other or fighting each other actually grew up together.
Yeah, man, friends,
before
man.
them realize that party they are pull them that side and the next party I pull them that side. For what? All because of just what? Little dollars. It never worth
Yeah.
it. And we have lost so many people, so many loved ones.
And
It's
so much stress.
so I'm
All over everybody's stressed out, everybody's afraid, hiding. No, I don't see any of that at all.
I'm glad for see, that the electoral process is different now. And people
Yeah.
are putting back the fun into it.
The people's minds have been changed completely. So they don't need to do X or Y at all.
Well, I hope when like all the people them realize say if them have the power to make that change, them also
Yeah.
have the power to make other changes, so
Oh
that
yeah.
so that those who represent them will represent them in the truest fashion. You understand me? And help them
That's
to have
how
a better living condition, because that's what they need, a better living condition.
Yeah. What Jamaica have to aim for now is a minimum standard. So everybody live at a minimum. A minimum. Because somewhere in Africa they have something named communalism, where them say one man shouldn't have 10 shirts and some don't have any. You have to aim for a minimum thing that each person have at least one shirt. Then other people can have 20 if they want. But we have a proper minimum living standard.
Which means people have to cut out the isms them, forget about the different isms.
The Joneses next door and the this and the that. And have your kids learn early how to live within their means or your means, because you're looking after them. So they don't have what we call red eye. After red eye, you're going to get blind.
Well, over the years, I remember when we used to be in school and we used to do civics. I don't know if it's still, being taught in schools now. But
I don't know.
civics class was very, very important because it taught us so many things, like the pledge, the national anthem, and the different things that governmental things. Everybody always know who's member the ruling government and the opposition. Those are things that we usually know. And as we get older into it, and we understand how the political process work. At that time, the 70s was getting more, what do I call it, violent. So we were learning, we were learning all of these civics things, but at the same time, violence around us was affecting the whole area, the whole country.
Yeah.
And see, it gone out now. It gone in our stage now where we still have that violent mentality.
Yeah.
A man said to me one time, you know what Jamaica need? And this was in 2017. I was in Jamaica. I went to a funeral, and a guy was saying, you know what Jamaica need? Jamaicans need more love. We don't love each other no more. And it's true.
Let me tell you what happened to Jamaica. Let me tell you. People in general need something to belong to. And the political parties, aided and abetted by Britain with them system of government that they left here. What we need to teach the people to first belong to Jamaica. And then you make every other thing you want to belong to secondary. What we have done, we have made the political parties the top thing to belong to. So we don't think about belonging to your country. And because you belong to your party, and then it reaches a stage now, whichever party is in power, their people get the spoils. So you always have the fight of each person trying to get their organization to win. So they can get. You see, the problem we have is that we're not fighting to get our organization to win because we feel that they are better for the country and they improve the country. We want them to win because they are better for us personally. And that is our great dilemma. And the joke is that most people, when the party in power, they don't get anything special.
Exactly.
But they have a perception that they will or they actually do. Which is so ridiculous.
That's why I'm saying members of parliament now must be held accountable.
Oh yes.
They must be. We have to start. Figure out who we're voting for, whether it be a JLP or a PMP in that constituency. How best of my interests does this person care, and the policy he's going to help govern to help me. And we must have meetings with these people. To me, I figure that debates now must cut out because we are hear them. We need them to come in the community and sit down with groups of people, GLP and PMP together, and tell us, hear our growls and say, all right, we might not be able to do everything, but we think we can get this done. And the people tell them what they need in the community. You understand me? Both of them must get involved now into that community thing where we not just see them on TV or debate. We want them in the community with the people at a community center, at a school, a church, wherever.
But I can put it further than that. I'm going to, whoever win the government, I'm going to propose that every constituency and then lead to every parish. There is a non-political organization that is set up to look at the needs and aspirations of the community. And when the new member of parliament come, you call him and you give it to him and you sit down and you discuss it with him and say, this is what you should do. You should try and achieve these in your tenure. If you have election again and it changes, the same group will carry whatever the situation is at that time to the new person.
I continue, fulfill it till it finishes.
It's the same group, so it's the same thing that we're gonna have. So I find it very strange that a person can run for election and become a member of parliament, and when the 5-year finish, him can't tell you anything that positive that was done, that was put in place.
No accomplishment is there.
If I am a member of parliament, I have to look after my.
We're going to join up with Teddy. We're going to take Teddy live. Hold on. Let's take Teddy live and direct. Teddy,
hello.
Morning. We have you live and direct. No, live. Because we were discussing something about members of parliament. So we catch you live and direct this morning. So our listeners with us this morning is none other than Mr. Teddy Laidley, the man involved for the really current news coming out of Jamaica, the Caribbean, and around the world. Greetings once again, Teddy.
What a big title. What a big title. Our high expectation that,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, you're highly for it, You're top of the
no,
class. You're top of the line.
no,
Yeah.
You're top
You,
of the
you know,
line.
there's a Jamaican saying, don't bite off more than you can chew. It's true. So,
It's,
not to take on that humongous task. You humbly just do what I am asked to do. That's it.
well, take time, bite as little as you can. Don't bite
Yeah.
off where you can chew.
So, you know what they say? Out the elephant is one bite at a time.
Everybody wants to hear, what you have to say. That is the reality.
Yeah, man. People love it. People love your involvement on a Monday.
Yes.
I can't believe we got
Nice,
so much response from people
A
about
nice
it.
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
man.
nice way to start the week.
Let's see the results. No, we don't argue on emotion, we argue on facts. Show me the
Exactly.
facts.
And that's what they love about
That's
you.
it.
You
That's
always
it.
have your facts. One person said to me, I noticed that brethren, him not say nothing where him not know, If him don't know it, him the same hearsay. And I say, yeah, true thing.
So how is it going? How are you guys? How was the weekend?
Good so far, Mine was good. Mine was good.
Yes, and we should really reach out to our brothers in our neighboring country, Haiti, who have been touched by the storm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you wonder many times, my God, what have they done?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, me, what have they done? But
They're always in the pathway.
Yeah, always.
yeah.
Yeah.
You wonder if geographically, we are located geographically as part of the trade of the. So it's such a plus for us of where we are located in terms of transshipment port there.
Yeah.
Not that Dominica, who is also and Cuba, which are also, but in terms of how persons want to deal with the Caribbean, and it was coined just like how it had been coined years ago by a commentator, just saying Jamaica, the spring capital of the world. And everybody fun with it. So again, Jamaica was being touted as the capital of the Caribbean. So if you don't go to Jamaica, you haven't been to the Caribbean.
True thing.
And it is the most used country in conversation on television sitcom.
Yeah.
Whether it's game show, whether it's Jamaica is always a trip down to Jamaica.
Talk like a Jamaican.
Yeah.
There you go.
But Teddy, you know that we had 2 earthquakes last week?
Yeah, I heard about it. I read it online.
I felt both of them.
Somebody was telling me it was 7:30 on. I think it was on Monday. But the unfortunate thing about it is that I was walking, so I didn't felt it. And
when you walk, you're not feeling it. Yeah.
so somebody then turned to me and called me immediately and said if I didn't felt it, and I say to them, no, I didn't. But again, there was a little commentary. Somebody said, I think it was on when they had the debate, and they always say that every time we have the debate, there's a tremor. So let us stop the debate.
Yes.
So you want then. But as you are well aware, the as you would say in Jamaica, the horses when they're coming on to the race one of our leading Cayman's part. So the horse is in the era of circling and getting ready for the starters block. So here in Jamaica, all member of parliament is now in their constituency as much as possible to rally the supporters. A lot of this.
Election is today, you know.
Uh,
Election starts today.
yes, that's what I said to somebody. As a matter of fact, I was saying to the driver who was taking me here, I tell him that cabinet already been dissolved, so it's government, and he said, no, it can't be. I said, look, all member of parliament is in their constituency today. There's no cabinet. There's no need for cabinet meeting.
No, there's no cabinet. That has been dissolved 2 weeks ago.
That's what I said to him. I said the permanent secretary are the person now who's holding the mantle because if anything, if for example the opposition was supposed to be the government and anything that I can show that was done after the announcement of election, it can be, considered whether it's criminal or something can come out of it. Because
the only person that have a job now is the Prime Minister.
Oh no, three persons. The Minister of Finance, the National Security, Chung, and the Prime Minister. So you have to make sure, that the country, whatever needs to still be paid out, is paid out. Until, because then now you would have to bring the new Minister of Finance up to date of what are owing, what are being paid out and all that.
Yeah.
But as you rightly said, everybody now is inside their constituency. We know there are certain seats that both the opposition and the governing party will retain. And then there's a swing seat. That is what is now getting everybody trying to get the voters out for the swing seat. The constitutional lawyer, I can't remember his name right off the bat here now, was saying that any person who come out and who have corona and come out to vote can be arrested under the act that govern the whole corona thing. Because previously it was touted by the EOJ that person who have corona make special arrangement for them to come to the polling division to cast their vote and go back. But this constitutional lawyer said no, that's illegal. They're not supposed to be out.
Okay.
So see how that one pan out.
Yeah, it's a public health risk.
Right. So that was what the lawyer was saying. So I know the EOJ now is going to make sure that everything as we have said, all the wheel are greased and everything is in good working order, because you can't afford to fall down and then use that against you. So the EOJ have to make sure that they are ready and waiting, and I know the executive director have said that they are ready and ready to go. But like everything else,
what he said, Teddy, he says that the EOJ is treating the election like everybody in Jamaica have COVID. That's how they.
Yeah, that's a good approach.
Yeah,
that's a good approach.
So there will be no compromise. You go and you have to sanitize. You have to stay your 6 feet, and you're only one person in the room at a time. All of that have to be maintained for all throughout the day, every constituency.
Yeah, man, that's a good look. And I know they bring in extra persons in to help with the whole sanitization, the whole protocol,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
that's a good look. The the situation is, as I said, come Thursday night and come Friday morning, because Friday is where you're going to really have the recount, because as you know, the prelim account sometimes is like false alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it have happened in the past.
They are mostly accurate though, but
Excuse me, gentlemen. Let me
it's
ask
not
you.
the official count. It's not the official count.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Let me ask you guys a question. So it's just only the general election on the ballot. They don't have the
Yes,
other.
yes, it's general election on the ballot.
Okay, so the
And
local government election were held another time.
So
well,
they didn't put on the local on it. No?
it's constitutionally due this November.
Okay.
So what I think would happen, like everything else, they're going to use this as a marker. Yeah. So yeah. If the governing party go back, then naturally everything would have been in place for the local government election.
Yeah.
So it has seen as basically as a marker. So that's the situation. This coming election is seen as that.
Okay.
So what did they say? You make sure you iron out all the kinks and get everything right. But the mood in Jamaica is a bit somebody. It's not, unfortunately, 40 years ago to the day. Well, it's not to the day, because that election took place in October. When you make a comparison of this to 40 years ago, it goes to show that we have come a long way.
True.
Oh yeah.
And the tribalism politics that helped to divide the country, that was, orchestrated and instigated by outside influence and support. And we don't have to go into detail.
True.
You understand? For who's old enough, because when they look at it, if approximately 65% of Jamaican current population is under 45, and 40 years ago, we had a general election that changed the direction of the electoral system and the direction of the country. So that means a high percentage of kids don't know about that, right? So even they are 45 today, they were 5 years old, and if they were 50, they were 10 years old, and so if they are 60, then they will be knowledgeable of it because they will be 20. So I can put myself in that category, that I was quite knowledgeable of it.
Likewise.
The good thing about it, I don't have to sit down and hear somebody telling me the story of that. I was there.
Yeah, man.
You lived it.
And I have my own.
Yeah.
Hey, Teddy, you know what we used to call it in our community? Oh, the West was one.
You're right.
Because every time we see that movie, it was one of them times. And it's that define the West or the US, and everything was brutal. So the West was one.
Yeah, because the West didn't want the East to come.
Exactly. The West was one. Nah, man.
That's a good one. I didn't. That's a good one. Yeah, you get a good mark for that this morning.
Yeah, man. The West was one. And we always say, once we live out 1980, then we're going to live forever. Because, everywhere you turn in Jamaica, even if you run to the country, violence was there. So you stick to your community because you feel more safe in your community.
Yeah, but somehow you could not cross borderline, and I told somebody I was talking with someone recently with regards to the 1980 election. I said to them that when we didn't hear the gunshot, we were all tense and we were on edge. So the shot used to put us to bed, the gunshot wake us up. But when we don't hear it,
Hey,
then we
Teddy.
think
Hey,
we're
Teddy.
going to be.
We could do
Yes.
a documentary on that, you know. You know, our experience of 1980 election.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because many times
Yeah,
I hear friends say they would write a book about it. Because the same thing you just mentioned, bullets put us to bed and bullets wake us up back in the morning. We hear it before we fall
there's a
asleep.
song that Budo sing, and part of it is says, "Are we a protect on the life or no no? Are we a protect on the back?"
Mm.
You see me? And that's exactly what was taking place
Yeah.
in several communities
Mm-hmm.
where certain people, and we knew this is not something that was hide. We knew the gunmen. We knew them because
Mm-hmm.
they were on the corners, strapped. You know, the pot was put on for them to get food right throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
People asked to contribute to food, you know, to make sure that the pot are run and everything. And so this was our reality.
Yeah, man.
So when certain people say they didn't know, I don't know what happened in the communities above Alpha Tree because I was not, 40 years ago, I was not living in a middle class community. I was living in the inner city. So I know exactly what it takes
True,
when
true.
person is posted a certain position and to keep an eye out because we can't take an invasion. So I know
That's true.
I'm not I'm not hearing stories. I was there.
Yeah, that's true. I agree
But
with you
Teddy,
100%
what
with
about
everything you just said.
what about all those people who come to work and fast asleep because in the nights they can't sleep at all? They
Yeah.
have to be watching like a storm coming.
Let me tell you something. I was working out by EMJ, which is Electrical Manufacturer Jamaica Limited,
Mm-hmm.
and that's out in 11 miles Bullby.
Yeah.
And what used to happen, the bus, it was the whole mail bus. We're not talking nice coaster seat now and all that. It was the old mail bus that take us. We were meet at certain point and we were taken there. And I can tell you, I can remember on one occasion the bus was going through and they on the route on the Bull Bay route and they put a tree trunk
Blockhead.
in the road and block us and come on the bus and it was said no, we were workers, right? And when we reach the factory and we tell the manager, Mr. Taylor, of what took place, he immediately stopped everybody from working and said, go home. And let me tell you this. We were coming back on the bus and we said to the driver, and this was no joke, we said to the driver, even if it's a baby in the way, lick it down, but we're not stopping because you can just imagine that you bus. Men came on the bus.
So
looking
only to
at
get
you.
by that tree trunk now this time.
No. We so you see the thing about it, you know, the tree trunk came up on us as a surprise.
Okay.
Now when we were returning, we know what to do. So the driver said, even if he's to take the sidewalk. But it was a frightening experience. I remember again, growing up, I live out in Rockford and I was on a bus. I reached Backbush and the man from Backbush and I'm not talking about the big buses that we have today. We're talking the smaller buses. And it was the illegal bus. They were not regular bus. And I remember clearly, man stopped the bus and I look inside there. And I recall one guy knew where I live, that I came from Rockport, and another time Glenn was then the Minister of State and the Minister of National Security. He was the MP for the area, right? Bob Bush was CMP. And I sat at the back at a window, and I saw a guy who I know, and he knew me. And they were saying on the bus, them are going to check out all the labor rights. And I can tell you something. I sat there looking at him. It's one of those fixation stare that I fix my eyes on him, because I know he know the community inside. And I was just watching him, and he was watching me, because the other guys were saying that all of the labor rights them are going to out, and any man in a labor right. And I couldn't my eye off him, because if I know I take my eye off him, he would have indicated to the guys and that this guy came from Rockport. And I'm sure until the bus leave off, and he and I mean, you know those situations, I said we both locked eyes. Didn't take my eyes off him. So I have been through it. I've been through it.
Hey, Teddy, you talking, I bring back memories of a situation similar to that happened to me already. Right? Going to work. I used to work at Parade Gardens at the time. And I was living in a GLP community, and I have to go to work in the morning. I take bus sometime. But when the election fever start, I have to start taking bus. So the first morning when all of that situation happened to me, I was walking on Spanish Town Road, heading towards Princess Street. And a guy who I grew up with on Rose Lane, with a group of guys start come across the street, to recognize each other, so we stop and talk. And him said to me, don't walk back here again, because if I am not here, maybe them guys either rush you. So me said to him, boy, them daffy catch me this morning, I go down West Street, because me not think them can run like me. Because me did already make up my mind, say, boy, me gonna make my move. And from that day, I never walk again. I start taking the bus. And for our listeners who are listening to us now, like you and I, we're talking about something that we are tame. We're not talking the real thing. So you and I on the phone right now, we not talking about that side. We are talking things that is fit for your place. Yeah. Let's be honest. We are talking about things that is fit for your play right now. And so therefore somebody wouldn't understand what we are saying. If we have really go and touch other areas and say other things, people find very surprisingly, but we just using these small palatable examples of what it's like. You know, this remind me of the movie that they look at the Rwandan and the Tutsis in Africa. Oh yes, right? yes. Right, and that was what happened in Jamaica. Tribal
that is a movie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, your relative, you can't go across, but look for your relative, and this was a regular thing that you go across the street and go up the road, go look for your cousin or your auntie, and for months. And we're not talking about the today in terms of how technology is done. You know, where WhatsApp push away the international call and all of that. We're not technologically advanced. This is 40 years ago when Facebook, Twitter, all what we are using today did not exist 40 years ago. Nothing. So the only thing is sometimes say your mother or your relative say because haberdashery and
I want to tell you to you, in 1983, when that election call, I start crying because I said, oh my God, we'll go back through it again. I shed tears that day at work. That man them say, well, I'm to your bimbo. I said, no, I can't live through this again, boss. And
So,
it was a relief when I hear the PMP never contest. I was like, thank God. Because I knew what was going to happen again. You
yeah, 3
understand?
years.
And I tell
Yeah,
myself, 89, Franco, I hope to God I'm not in Jamaica.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we are here on the phone reminiscing of the past. And so persons who are listening, and when we can make a comment to say that an election is taking place coming Thursday and the crime rate has not been spiked by it, says a whole lot. It
Oh, yeah.
says a whole lot that the tribalism politics of yesteryear
When that
have been.
election was that election December 15th? Was it the December 15th, 1980?
No, man,
November? October?
October, yeah.
October.
All right. And
October.
because it was a little bit after that. I went to graduation after that, and I was terrified even going to Bumperall for graduation, even though the
So-
election was over. Yeah, thank God we have passed the worst.
That was a good election to go over, I can tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see the thing about it, let us put the cards on the table. This goes also right across the Caribbean, so it's not just Jamaica. The only thing about it is that we had a spike in the crime. Because you see, remember one of the reasons why the 1980 election was what it is that the announcement took place in February and the election was held in October.
Yeah.
And so that's what pushed the increase in the wave of crime. If it is a situation that when Manley announced the election in February, right away, or the normal protocol, nomination day, then election day, then so many lives would not have been lost.
No, there wouldn't have been enough time to muster like that.
There you go.
Just like this one. This one is on the minimum, This one is strict minimum. Certain days for nomination, certain days for election, everything is a bare minimum.
And that's I hope if the JP return as government or the PMP return as the government, coming as the new government, this whole issue that we will playing around on timely election date, meaning date set aside for the election, then nobody would have played Ponzi with it, because that this day would have been nomination day, then this day would have been the election. And so therefore, whether you're the government or you're in government, then when cabinet is supposed to be dissolved, when they start your campaign, so fixed election date, I support that. And I also support term limits, just like the US. Only 2 terms. Because for too long we become complacent. And that's the reason why I will say it many times, and it's not partisan. I've said that the PMP had a run for 18 years. 18 years. So consecutively, they hold the mantle that long. And some of the issues that they are now complaining about that is not in place, I'm saying, well, you don't have the moral authority to say anything, because you should have fixed it. You should have fixed it. You got 18 years to fix it. So whatever was wrong then, or whatever you did not get a chance to do, you went back into government after that. So therefore, there's a lot of things that you could have fixed. And that's one of the main bone of contention that I have with the PMP. You were there for 18 years. So when Peter Phillips is telling me now about land and people should have been getting title and no, come on. You should have done that already. So you don't use that for your platform. We're not talking about water and electricity and all of that. You should have done that long ago. You saw the water situation in the country. The two dams that we have that have outlived their capacity because the population have increased. What have you done? So I'm not. This is not. I am for the GLP or I'm against the PNP. My bone of contention is simply, it's just simple that you're not talking about land reform. You should have fixed land reform during that period. You're talking about water distribution and putting. You should have done that because one of the things that I keep on saying, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, the cost would have been far less than what it is today. That's only my bone of contention. Some of the laws that are taken on the books, the Justice Ministry should have done those. Those are my contention. Don't stand up there and tell me what ought to be done. You were given a chance for 18 years to do it and you did nothing about it. That's my bone of contention that I have the People's National Party today. That's it. That's the only thing that I have. They have policy, they have things that is working, it's fine. But the question that I ask is, you were there for 18 years, not 2 terms. You were there for 4 terms. 4 terms you were there for. And so therefore you should have fixed some of the ills that is in the society today. That's all I concern me. That's the only thing that concerns me. So don't use the land reform of going to help squatters and sectionalize and formalize the squatter settlement and all of that. You should have done that. You get a perfect run. You had policies in place that you were continuing. Your policy was not interrupted. That's the point that I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's not that you're doing something and you're a vote out of office. So therefore you're not able to carry through. My thing is you had 4 terms to carry through that for me. And that's only my bonus content.
And with that we come to the end. On Thursday.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get any coverage from you on Thursday?
Yeah, I think you can get some coverage from me because I can tell you this. I will be roving just this morning as a former returning officer in the 1998 election, working at the EOJ, that's the Electoral Office of Jamaica. I was asked to come on board now, so especially within my era, or should I say within my constituency, it will give me a chance to go around and get a first-hand look of what is happening politically on the space on that day. So that I can tell you. I will make sure that it can be two things. It can be a comprehensive report on the Friday, or it can be sporadic through the day I can call. So
Friday, welcome you Friday as well.
So what I will do is that by Wednesday, by Wednesday we will work out the kinks to say, well, the start of the day, because the poll will open at 7 o'clock and close at 4 or 5. So right through the day, we'll be able to say what is on.
Okay then. That's good.
So I will call. We will call and work out the thing. Today is Monday,
Mm-hmm.
so by Wednesday, we can talk to see how best how we're going to do it.
Good, 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 good,
Whether I
good.
send, whether I send a voice note
Mm-hmm.
or whether we talk direct.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sir. Thank
Yeah,
you very much. So,
no problem. Although
Flavius.
we didn't,
Mm-hmm.
although we didn't touch anything Caribbean or international this morning, and the emphasis was on our election,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Point
Go ahead.
taken. Point taken. Point taken.
Yeah,
Fla-
but this is a big Caribbean event. Anyway you want to take
Yeah.
it.
mm-hmm.
Big
All
Caribbean
right.
event.
So,
So,
Any
like I
election
said,
in the Caribbean is a big
hold on,
Caribbean
Flavius.
event.
Hold on a minute, Flavius. Let me hear what Teddy's saying. Yeah, what you saying,
no,
Teddy?
no, no. Since I'm running, and I said another week, we keep update of what's happening, and it was always a pleasure talking to our listeners. So until Thursday, I
Yes.
just say bye.
All right. Walk good, sir. Blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flavius, sir. So,
No,
we have come to
I'm
the
just
end.
saying. I'm just saying that it is a big Caribbean event. Any election in the Caribbean is a big Caribbean event because it affects everybody in the Caribbean.
Point taken. Point taken. True, true. So, your 1 cent before we get out of here.
Well, like I said, this week is going to be a very powerful week for us. We are moving into a new era, with our 100th episode coming on Friday. Jamaican election that we will be partially covering on Thursday. And on Wednesday, we're having this fantastic lady who's into the arts, fine arts, whatever. Very, 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 very powerful. And she's coming to speak to us on what she has been doing. And, in fact, I just learned this morning that she studied at Edna Manley and Mona.
Good.
So she's a real Caribbean lady.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
She work in the arts field in Jamaica also.
Mm-hmm.
And she work in, of course, Barbados is our home. And she's well respected there, lots of awards and things. And if you see her work, her work is really sensational.
Mm-hmm.
Really sensational.
And her name is
Aisha Commission.
Commission. David Commission. Relative, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. If you go relative,
Is what, daughter?
yeah, daughter of David,
Okay.
who was on the show for the ambassador.
Very
If
good.
you Google her, you will see some fantastic things that she has done. Really, really top notch. And it fits right into the old Caribbean thing because she's a real Caribbean lady and to do our stuff, based on Caribbean, answering the Caribbean, answer to Black Lives Matter. I want to breathe. Really, really, really powerful stuff. So we're looking forward to that.
Okay then.
And next week we will be starting our second 100. Starting on our second 100 episode. And we have another very powerful person that will be coming on just to be finally confirm the date. But he has been an ambassador to the Caribbean. He is full-fledged Caribbean, but he has been an ambassador for Canada. And he's going to speak somewhat about Canada and the Caribbean and the Caribbean diaspora in Canada. So we'll tell you, we will send out something shortly on that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell you more about that. So we are looking up, to push off. We're pushing hard, as you can see. And we're glad that you have joined us and continue to join us. And we try and continue to bring interesting guests so we can hear the thoughts and we can learn more about our home. And the Caribbean is our home. Even if we are in the diaspora, even if whatever country in the Caribbean you are, this is where we are. This is who we are. And this is where we want to be. So that is very, 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 very important. And we thank you for keeping us going. You're the ones that are keeping us going. And all I can say, a little word on your subscription. Please subscribe. That will help us keep going. It's not a financial subscription. So you can, take a couple minutes out and subscribe. Give us some numbers so we can keep going. We can keep going. And also to remind you that all our podcasts have been posted, all our podcasts to date have been posted on YouTube. It's live on YouTube, but it's also posted on YouTube, so you can always go back to something that you missed or something that you want to revisit. And
let them know the special ones are also available on the podcast platforms of their choice.
Yes, that's what we're doing now. We're trying to get as many as possible on the what people call the regular podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
Google Podcasts, Spotify, all of these.
TuneIn,
yes,
Stitcher, Anchor.
All of them. Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Even on SoundCloud as well. They're all,
Yeah, so we're trying to get all of them on there, but it takes a little time. But we are, we'll see how many we can do each week to try and catch up.
Some are there on the ones that we just mentioned. So you can check them out as well. If you miss those, you can listen to them in the audio fashion.
Yeah, and you can also download them. You can also download the audio.
Yeah.
So we're working. As you can see, we are working. We are working, and we have no intention of stopping anytime soon.
So, as always, let me tell you, always remember that prayer do changes things, regardless of what religion you belong to. You must pray and continue to pray and take care of yourself and your loved one. So this is Franco along with
Flavius.
Wishing you a pleasant morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in. And Tafina to take us out.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I said me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Shorty I clean where I ease. I said, yeah. I find you very hard to resist, but this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I forget out of sight.
unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless. Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless. Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.